know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Yes. We back, fam. We back. Another Monday, our final Monday, right? Our final show for season 2. I can't believe it, right? This is crazy, man. What's good, fam? Yo, it's your boy Kirk, man. I'm seeing y'all in the comments, boy. People showed up this week, man. This is what's up. I see you, Jennifer Patterson. I see you, Sable, Austin Humphreys. I see Corey in the crew. I see Miguel. I see Kelly. I see Dean is in here, man. Wow. Kanik is here. SK's Crappy Catching Adventures is here. Finally getting back to some kind of normal down here in Texas, man. Yo, we're praying for y'all down there in Texas, bro. Thank you so much for coming through. Yo, Elicio has the big announcement every time he comes on. We alive! You know, I hear him yelling it. We live! Oh snap! Claudia's on the line. What's good, sis? Oh man, listen. Season finale is here. It's about to go down, and I have just been having way too much fun this season, especially this month for Black History. Just eating it up. We're just eating it up, right? I mean, we're making sure folks understand what it means to be professional and Black outside of the 9 to 5. And so, what did we cover? We covered YouTube and podcasts in that first week. And if you weren't here, y'all, listen, Jennifer and Sable came to play. They were not, look, they took names, they were writing stuff down, they were knocking people out, man. So if you weren't there for that week, you want to catch that replay. And then we did online courses, man. And online courses, we had Kimon, and we had what's my guy's name, Seth Yolorda. And man, we talked about everything from one end of the spectrum to the next, man. It was amazing, and I hope that some people were inspired. I hope that you started to think a little bit about, man, what skill do I have? What can I do a course in? Last week we had Brian Olds and Quinn Conyers. Man, it was amazing. Black Speakers Network was in the building. We were talking about public speaking, and I just love how they broke down some of those nuggets. Look for snippets of that episode. Look for snippets from all the episodes to be dispersed all over social media as we get into the quote unquote off season. I'm taking a much needed, much deserved break. Excited about that break, man. But today we have the conversation of conversations, entrepreneurship, man. And my guy, Julian Waddell, is in the building. And my guy, Marshal Fox. Woo! Let me tell you, I'm just so excited to have both of these guys on. It is going to be phenomenal. I want to say a word of welcome to anybody that is joining us from the Entrepreneurship Week from Oakwood University Launchpad. If you are joining us from that, let us know in the comments. We would love to just shout you out real quick. Oakwood University is doing their Entrepreneurship Week this week, and this episode of our show, the season finale, is a part of that lineup, and I'm serving as the host. But yeah, we're closing out Black History Month strong here, man. We're closing out Black History Month strong. So excited about this. Excited. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. We're going to dive right in and bring up our first guest, Mr. Julian Waddell, right after our intro. So let's go. Yes. My dude, let me close this door real quick. My dude, Julian Waddell, is on the live. He is back. He was on our first episode of where we covered entrepreneurship in season 1, and it was amazing. It was phenomenal. I'm glad to have him back, and glad to be able to drink from that well, man. Julian, you look like you're in a new place, Doc.
Oh, definitely. Everyone, I just have to shout this out right here. This right here, this is the OU Launchpad Werks Studio.
Come on. Say that one more time.
This is the OU Launchpad Werks Studio.
The Werks Studio. I just love that Werks name, man. Listen. Let's shout out Trevon Johnson real quick in the comments. He says he's here with the Entrepreneurship Week. We want to give him a quick shout out. Glad to have you here with us, man. Glad to have you here. And then some folks are just shouting out Julian. They're saying welcome. They're shouting out the Launchpad. That's what's up, man. So glad to have you, man. And really impressed with the work that you're doing with young people at Oakwood University in the area and arena of entrepreneurship, especially our young people of color. And this month, what better time to focus in on this topic? So I'm excited about that, man. Your boy Alicio says, "Can we talk about this dope new setup for Julian?" Yeah. Some couple of y'all who are in the Ecamm community, you probably saw pieces of this. You saw the makings of it yesterday because I posted a couple of pics. But we're gonna get into that a little later. Julian, man, take a second and introduce yourself to the folks. You're a professor at Oakwood University. You are leading the charge where the Entrepreneurship Center and OU Launchpad is concerned. But take a second, introduce yourself to the folks, and then we're going to dive into our questions.
Okay. Well, as he mentioned before, my name is Julian Waddell. I'm a professor here at Oakwood, professor of management information systems, as well as entrepreneurship. And I'm also the executive director of the Entrepreneurship Center at OU Launchpad, which I'm actually currently in right now. This studio right here, I'm going to give you just a little small tidbit before I go any further. As an entrepreneur, you would see all of the time, let's go start a business. So it takes you down the path of, let me start an LLC, or let me go help with a business plan. But here at OU Launchpad specifically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to allow the students, people of the community, faculty, staff, to have the resources they need to enhance their ID, to be able to move forward so they can have a minimum viable product or a minimum viable service. We're focusing on the ideation phase specifically. And so places like this studio, our lab, things of that nature is supposed to help the idea grow. And then from that, we partner with different organizations that helps you get to the next level. Man, so that's what we're trying to do with this Entrepreneurship Center.
That's good, man. That's good. Listen. Right off the bat, he's giving you gold. I hope you heard those nuggets there, and I hope you check out. OULaunchpad.com. Kanik put it in the comments on both Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, check out OULaunchpad.com. There's a number of things going on there this week. A number of great conversations. I know we're gonna have the guy from Black Panther. Now I'm blanking on his name. What am I doing? Oliver, Brand Oliver, right? Let's see if I could. I can't even. Anyway, we're gonna have several people speaking this week for the OU Entrepreneurship Week. But what I want to do right now is dive right into our first question, because I want to make sure that we stay laser focused on our topic for the month, professional and Black outside of the 9 to 5. And what I'm trying to show people, whether you are an entrepreneur or not, but especially if you're not, I want to show you through the different episodes that we covered this month, the topics that we covered this month, I wanted to show you that there is work for you to do outside of your 9 to 5. There's a YouTube channel that's waiting for you. There is an audience under a podcast that is waiting for you. There are people who want to learn from you, who want to sit in an auditorium where you are on stage speaking, and then they want to be able to register for your course. And all of this, that entrepreneurial spirit, and Dr. Sabas said it so good earlier today, that entrepreneurial spirit is not just good in the venture space, right? It's not just good for starting something up. It's also good for you to be able to launch into the deep, to do something new. It may not be a business, but it may be something that's a bolt on. But today we hope to dive into that. We're going to start right here by asking this question. Talk to us about African Americans' history with entrepreneurship. This is an interesting conversation that me and Julian had a week or two ago, and I'm really excited for us to dive into this. So go ahead, Julian, talk to us a little bit about that history that African Americans have with entrepreneurship.
Okay, so I want to start with this. A lot of the times when people think about African American entrepreneurship, you're thinking along the line of Madam C.J. Walker, right. O.W. Gurley, things of that nature. O.W. Gurley was the main architect of Black Wall Street. Little known fact, he was from Huntsville.
Wow.
People don't know that, actually.
I did not know that.
But one of the things I want to be able to break down even further is not after slavery, but during slavery. Now, the reason why that's important, one of the things that you have to recognize is that, and it's like, I want to go on a slight tangent before I dive too much into it. Think about the mindset that you hear, the little tidbits that you hear as advice in regards to continue to work towards something while you have your 9 to 5, continue to build something, all of these different things that you hear in regards to don't allow your path to freedom to be hesitant or has to be blocked by the fact that you have to work.
Right,
your
right,
9 to 5.
right.
So I want to go back to the source of that. So in slavery, one of the things that happened, like for African Americans, was the fact that we were trained as like to do different things like artisanal jobs. So we basically broom makers, dressmakers, barbers, cobblers, blacksmith, all those different things. And during that process specifically, African Americans use those additional skills to teach their families how to do all these different these trades, and I'm going to call them side hustles just for this conversation.
Right.
The purpose of those different things that they had is because the slave masters would basically loan their slaves out to basically do these works because the labor market was very limited. So they would train them into doing all these different skill sets, like I mentioned before.
Right.
And then they would go out and make money off of that for the slave masters. Now, those skills didn't just disappear.
Right.
So the African Americans would then go from that point and basically, okay, I'm going to, after the time frame, I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to make money off of it. So they would go out
those
and they
same
would make
skills.
the money. Now the purpose of that specifically was for freedom.
To buy,
They were trying to use that to basically make money so that they could be able to purchase their freedom and the freedom of their families. Wow. So entrepreneurship within our community, whenever you think about like just historically, when you see someone that's on the street that's selling fruit, when you see your local barber, all of those different things have a historical seed that started from slavery.
Wow.
And that's something that continued to be perpetuated forward. And you'll see that even after the fact. So it's like there's so many people that I can name, but if you ever get the chance, there was this writer, she wrote it in 1986. Her name was Juliet E.K. Walker.
Okay.
And what she wrote about was basically entrepreneurship in regards to the slave, and how that is like you wouldn't see it, you wouldn't associate entrepreneurship with slavery or within the slavery economy.
Right.
It's because like what you see and what's always shown is basically how it impacted us culturally, how it impacted us historically, but nothing capitalistically. And
from a monetary standpoint, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But that right there is like more than anything else, you should really look into that drive that African Americans have in regards to, I need to do something more. And that's that freedom that they're yearning for. That freedom of, I need to break away from this 9 to 5, quote unquote, to basically do something for myself. That's something that's ingrained in us all the way back.
Man, that's good, man. Wow. I hope y'all are taking notes. I'm gonna have to get the name of those books, and I'm gonna put them in the description of this video on YouTube, Julian, because I need to know what the names of those books are, because I need to read up myself. But that history is powerful. When we think about that, the freedom component, which was one of the driving factors for these early slaves turned entrepreneurs, looking to buy their freedom, buy the freedom of their families, and using the skills that they had to be able to earn funds so that they could do just that. That's a component that we don't often hear about at all. And then when we shift slightly to think about the 9 to 5, and I'm not at all trying to say that if you're working a 9 to 5, you're a slave. But am I?
No, I don't mean that at all.
I really don't mean that. What I'm simply saying is there is a freedom that comes from recognizing these are the skills that I have in me, right? And just because I'm employed here does not mean I'm still not marketable elsewhere. And this is why the focus of the month has been professional and Black outside of the 9 to 5, outside of the 9 to 5. What can I be doing? What opportunities am I missing? Who's waiting for me to create a space so that they can learn from what I have, right? From the expertise, the years of experience that I have. Who's waiting for that so that they can begin to move to the next level as well? That's what I'm hoping that this conversation will do for us. Man, this is great. Yeah. Please do.
One of the things that we hear in regard, like culturally, that we hear all the time is like, okay, we got the worst of foods from the slave masters. Like, for instance, it's like how people how soul food came about. It's like we took what we were given, and then we turned that into something that was great for us.
Right.
And so when you look at that historically, don't just think about that in independently. That was across the board. It's like what most slaves at that point did was they took what was grown on their little plot of land and they said, okay, I'm going to double this. I'm going to make this because that my goal is, okay, I'm stuck. I'm slaving away all day long.
Wow.
So I need to take this little bit that I have and turn this into something that's going to transition me out of my current situation.
That's gold, man. I hope y'all are catching this thing, man. A lot of history today. We got a lot of folks on the live with us today, man. I'm excited about this conversation. Excited about hearing a little bit more from Julian. We got our second question on screen, but I just want to let y'all know, man. Marshal Fox is waiting in the wings. I'm looking at him right now. He's chilling. He's making his notes. He's chomping at the bit to get on screen to share what he wants to share. So I'm excited about this entire experience that we're gonna have today. So stay with us. Here's the second question, Julian. Share with us what it's really like to launch a startup. I mean, you have, like, when I saw serial entrepreneur in your title, I was like, yeah, that's about right. I mean, because you have seen this thing from literally conception, right? When it was a thought, when it was an idea to reality. And yeah, just talk to us a little bit about that process. Give the audience some perspective in terms of what is a long, from a macro perspective. I don't want to, give them a 2-hour version, but okay, just give them some of the actual functional steps that a startup goes through from concept to actual implementation.
Okay, well, I would say the very first thing that I would think about is basically coming up with, I said this earlier about the minimum viable product and minimum viable service, right?
Right.
What that really means is, like, basically, what is the core of what you're trying to build? What is the problem that you're trying to solve?
There it is.
Yes. And so if you combine those two things together, it's like that right there allows you to determine what service you're trying to develop or what product that you're trying to develop.
Nice.
And so when you think about it along the line of a problem, it could be as simple. For my instance, I'll give you something about when I first came to college.
Yeah.
One of the things when I first came to college, I sold snacks. I had a
come on, y'all need to know. Julian was that guy, man. Julian was that guy, man.
And at
so does all that, man. Go ahead.
At curfew, I would go door to door, and like with my shopping cart, and basically say I have this and it's cheaper than what's at the market, what's at the vending machine downstairs, and it's like literally I was like, that was my hustle. And the problem that I was solving is that a lot of individuals at that time in the dorm, they couldn't go out past curfew. They couldn't get anything to eat. And I had a lot more options than the vending machine.
Right.
And so that right there solved a specific problem. So it's like, I knew that this was the right time. Let me go right after curfew while everyone is hungry. No one can do anything, and they can buy from me cheaper than where they can get somewhere else. Like, that's just on a small scale.
No, but that's good. That's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. When you think about it on a larger scale, so right after college, this was around the time of the there was like a housing market crash, and at that particular part during that time frame, jobs were scarce.
Yeah.
I thought that I was completely prepared. It's like I had my degree, great GPA, but I could not find a job. I can literally tell you that I applied for 297 jobs. I have that number down.
Woo!
Could not find a job anywhere. But while I was in school, I did actually start a business before I graduated. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of that business transitioned to basically helping me gain the experience that I need to be more marketable for that job.
Right.
For the job that I want.
Because that's what they always tell you when you're applying for a job straight out of college is you don't have enough experience.
Yes. So I just worked on, that was my problem. And I said, if I'm having that problem, I know that there are students or alumni or recent alums that were having that exact same problem. So I just used that. I used that business or that business model to get people. And I would say it just like this. I say, okay, you can work for me. It's like, I can't pay you that much because right now we're just starting. But what I can do is you can give me the job description of the job that you want. And basically we will find work so you can gather the experience. So if you give me I want to be a desktop support technician.
Nice.
These are the skills that I need. I need to be able to do X, Y, Z. I need this certification. I'm like, I'll pay for your certification. I'll do all these different things. I'll go get the contract for us to be able to do that. You can get this, and you can also say that you have the experience that you need when you're transitioning out. A lot of the times people stayed in. But literally, that company, the one that you see under my name, that was the founding of my company.
Wow, toguy.net. That's amazing, man. Yeah. That story, meeting the need. Jennifer Patterson put in the comments talking about what problem are you solving, right? And the fact that business owners, it doesn't really matter if it's a business or a venture or a startup or a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever. What problem are you solving? That is a critical question. And he has given us some really practical examples. One of the things I love about Julian, I'm going to showcase this quick little video as we transition to get Marshall on screen here. And so after the video plays, we'll have Marshall here and we'll jump into 2 questions with him before we bring Julian back on. But one of the things I love about the work that he's doing there, this video is gonna kind of showcase what happened at Entrepreneurship Week last year, right? And the video was done by Chris McNish at Sweet Gap, and I'm excited that we're able to share this. But I really want you to kind of hone in on the experience and what this entrepreneurship program is doing for students at this particular university. Man, that was good. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed that quick little clip. Your boy Marshal Fox is on the live with us. What's good, Marshall?
Yes, sir. What's happening, Kirk? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm so excited to have you, man. I know we've been going back and forth for a little bit, man. I'm excited to have you. Excited to bring you to the How It All Works audience. So right now, I want the HIW family to give it up for Marshal Fox. Let's see some claps in the chat. Come on, let's welcome him warmly to this platform, man. So Marshall, man, listen. I know from the numbers today that clearly there's some Marshall fans in the audience, right? But take a second and just introduce yourself, right? Just tell folks a little bit about Marshal Fox. I know we have a question that's gonna allow you to really share your story, but just take a second right here to just kind of say, this is where I am now, this is what I do, and this is where you can find me.
Yeah, man. Yep. So Marshal Fox, young buck, man, out of Baltimore, married with 4 kids, and I'm a graphic designer, recently turned content creator. So I've been in the graphic design space for a few years, serving authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants, and helping them show up online like they show up on stage.
Come on.
And now I've kind of made a transition into content creation and training. I have a group of graphic designers, and I help them take their freelance businesses from good to go. I still do design, but it's with far less clients than it was before. So I'm just enjoying this transition. Enjoying time off of social media recently. Found a lot of time that I didn't realize I had.
Just taking a break, right?
Yeah, man. But I'm getting a lot of stuff done in the lab, spending more time with my family, and just gearing up to make an impact. So that's where I am right now. Man,
we had a conversation yesterday morning with a couple of friends, RK3. And they have a show called The Den on Sundays, and they were talking about being a father. And, of course, Black History Month, we focused on being Black fathers. And, when you said you have 4 kids, I was like, how does this brother do it, man? But but then when you said, I had to take a little break, and I'm finding there's time, there's time to really spend on the things that are important. That's critical, man.
Absolutely.
Finding that balance is critical. But man, listen, I want to dive into our first question here. And this is again keeping in that same theme of professional Black outside of the 9 to 5. How does the Black entrepreneur's experience differ from generally the entrepreneurship experience, right? We know generally. I think I've had an entrepreneurship show already, and we had a bunch of folks on here talking about what that whole process is like. Julian kind of teed it up with this really great base for the history of how African Americans take to this thing, but in the here and now, you've had the pleasure and experience of building a company from ground up. What is that experience like? How do you feel it differs for the Black entrepreneur as it relates to generally for the general entrepreneur?
Yeah, man. So I'll say this. Life isn't fair, right? I feel like as Black entrepreneurs, a lot of the times we just don't have the same information as our white counterparts do, to be honest. And there's a book I'm reading right now called The Unfair Advantage. Let me see if I can grab it.
Oh, man, it's within reach.
Yeah. I'm reading it right now. I actually just came. Look, this book is hard to get. I had to get it from Australia because they don't even sell them in the U.S. Wow. So The Unfair Advantage, it talks about different unfair advantages that people had: money, intelligence, location, education, status, and even luck. And as Blacks, a lot of times we don't have those unfair advantages. You know what I'm saying? And there's several examples in the book where it talks about people who may be born with certain connections or with a 2-parent household. They go to private school, and I'm not making any excuses for us, but as a whole, as a people, a lot of the times we just don't have those same advantages. Yeah. So it's a matter of figuring out what your specific advantages are and using them to your advantage, right? So in our case, maybe being born in the U.S. and not a third world country. You know what I'm saying? Having access to internet, like being able to live stream and reach people like we're doing right now.
Wow, you're so
it's
right.
About figuring out what your advantages, your specific advantages are, so you can use them to your advantage and also help to give those advantages to others. You know what I'm saying? So life isn't
pay it
fair.
forward.
There's stories in there about Warren Buffett. He talked about how he was born in the 30s. He was a white male. Even his sisters, who were white females, they didn't have the same opportunities or advantages that he had because they were females. You know what I'm saying? So
Very true.
Figuring out what those are and then using them to your advantage to put yourself in a better position. So that's what I think we need to do as a people more often, because like I said, we don't have the information a lot of the times. And I roll with a guy named Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker, and I talk about this all the time. The 3 I's is something, I don't know if he said it at a conference or on a video. It's something that always stuck with me. It's information, income, and impact. He says, get the information. Use the information to make the income, and then use the income to make an impact. So,
oh my gosh,
that's kind of like the steps that I'm headed toward right now.
That's gold. That's gold. And when listen, those 3 I's work so perfectly with our theme for the month, professional Black outside of the 9 to 5, making sure that you take the information to get the income and make the impact, man. That's good, man. Thank you. I am anxious to get to this next question. I want to give you some time to really kind of talk through some of your experience and your story in as it relates to your journey to 120 Design. Look, let me pause right here, folks, and say if you haven't gone to 120designstudio.com, you are missing out. That's number one. Number two, this guy has put out a huge challenge online in terms of what he's trying to do on his YouTube channel. I think you need to go ahead and go over to his YouTube channel right now, hit that sub button, because you're going to want to see this journey. You're going to want to be there, one of the early folks. Like I want to be able to say I subscribed to Marshal Fox when he was under 1,000, right? Because this is going to be a massive journey. But even up to and including what you're going to be doing on YouTube, but just kind of walk us through your journey, your entrepreneurship journey. Take some time to walk us through that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, real quick, since you mentioned the YouTube
Yeah,
channel,
yeah, let's do it.
y'all head on over there. I'm wrapping up a video right now that is the best video that I've done, because I've done some stuff with Ecamm. I think that stuff is fire, and I don't really have a lot of YouTube-y type stuff on my channel right now. But the video I'm getting ready to drop after this call, just go ahead and subscribe. That's all I'm gonna say. I put a lot of time and energy into it, so yeah, please subscribe. I think it's gonna be a lot different than anything that you've seen on YouTube. It's a review video, but it's a different take on a review video. So it's Marshal Fox on YouTube, or it's youtube.com/MarshalFox120. So yeah, I'll answer your question, man. I appreciate it. So 2016, man, that was the year that changed my life. 2016, I was managing a fraud investigations team at a credit union here in Maryland, and I was listening to a lot of Eric Thomas at the time. I was reading a bunch of books, getting up early. I felt invincible.
Wow.
I was like, I think I texted my wife. I was at work. I said, babe, I'm leaving on April 1st. That's gonna be my last day. This was like February 22nd.
Oh my!
Mind you, nothing bad was happening at the job. I love my coworkers. My gig was a sweet gig. I was making decent money. But I was like, it's time for something else. I don't think I'm the 9-to-5 type. And I know we talking about stuff outside of your 9-to-5.
Come on.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave. So I left. I left, but it was crazy. No real savings, no safety net, no real plan. I wanted to get into insurance, selling final expense insurance with my father. I was like, yeah, we could do it. My father been in the industry for like 30 years. I'm like, he's not gonna let me fail, right? I was like, let's go ahead and
let's do this.
Build this $1 million agency, but there's no salary. It's straight commission. So I got a master's degree, and it seems like I got a master's degree in sales and rejection this summer in 2016. This what, not even 5 years ago. So I had a couple great months. I was actually a top producer in the state for a couple months, but then I fell flat on my face, and to be completely honest, and I'll tell everybody this, it was election season. I bought a bunch of leads in a neighborhood that everybody had a Trump sign in their yard, and nobody wanted to let your boy in. You know what I'm saying, to sell a policy. And that was the first time that had happened to me. So I couldn't pay my leads back that I had bought. So I bought more leads to dig myself out of the hole. And it was just an ugly situation, man.
Wow.
So I was faced with a decision. Like, do I keep going, or do I stop here and make a pivot and do something else? You know what I'm saying? So, I was really defeated and depressed, moping around. I was like, all right, I gotta figure something out. My wife was like, look, I'll go back to work. We'll figure it out. It's like, no, I can't have you do that. I can't have you do that. She was a stay-at-home mom. I had 2 kids at the time. I was like, nah. But she said, hey, what if you do graphic design? That's something you've always been interested in. Every time you come across a website or a business card, you're like, oh, that's ugly. Why don't you do something about it? You know what I'm saying? I think, it's something you went to school for. I was like, nah, I didn't go to college for it. I just did it in high school. I Googled the average salary. It was like $45,000. I said, I can't support my family with that. I don't have any experience. Every excuse in the book. Then I thought about it over the course of a week or so, and I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let me figure it out. So, I told you I wrote with a guy named Eric Thomas. So he's a motivational speaker. If you guys aren't familiar, he had a community called Breathe University, which I was in at the time, and I reached out to somebody in the Facebook group. I said, hey, man, you mind if I take a stab at redoing your logo? It looks like you could use some work. He said, yeah, man, go for it. You'd be a blessing to me. So I redid his logo. I did about 3 or 4 concepts. He wasn't really feeling them, to be honest, but one of them stuck out, and he really liked it. He said, yeah, this is the one. So he shared that in the community and on LinkedIn, and that's when things really blew up for me.
Wow.
It's crazy even thinking back to that time. Now is I almost get emotional because I went from flat broke to doing over 10K a month within like 2 months.
Come on, bro.
In a completely new industry, and I was like, yeah, this is my gift. It's wild, man. And a lot of people, they took a shot on me early on when they didn't have to. Like, I didn't really have anything to show them. I didn't have any proof. Why would they take a shot on me and pay me a few $100s or $1,000 for a website? And I had never done one. Wow. Why would they pay me a few $100s for a book cover? I had never done one. Not everybody did. But the ones who did, man, I'm like indebted to them because they really and I gotta shout out YB too. He's the one that allowed me to do his logo for him. They trusted him. He had the visibility and the credibility, so he vouched for me. You know what I'm saying? So they went based off of his word. So they gave me a shot and gave me their hard-earned money to help me figure things out. Because that's what I was doing. You know, it's like, look, I've never done this. Please bear with me. I don't even know how much to charge you. You know, it may be a little ghetto fabulous, the process, but, you know, I'm figuring things out right now. And they did. They let me figure it out. So, you know, I just continue to add value in ET's community. Then they started to take notice. They said, hey, why don't we come out and film a BU Stories videos? Like, they came out and filmed like a little documentary type success story thing with me, which was cool. And then the next day they said, hey, why don't we partner up? Why don't we join forces? We could put some people under you, help you automate, systematize some things. So that's where 120 Design Studio was born.
Right.
Yep. So we about 4 years in now. You know, I've been serving authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants from the beginning because that's who kind of sought me out, and that's who was, you know, the bulk of that community.
Right.
But now things are kind of rolling on their own. You know, I'm not really active on Facebook. Never really had to market or anything. By the grace of God, people just keep coming in via word of mouth. And it's been great, man. I've been able to work with over 400 clients and work on some amazing projects and help my clients' businesses explode and help their reach, help them reach further than they would be otherwise, would have been able to otherwise. So it's been been a great ride, man. A lot of losses along the way, a lot of lessons, but it's been phenomenal. Yeah, it's been phenomenal, man.
Wow, man. Listen, that is so powerful. So many things that you shared resonate. And I think, you know, of course, we're seeing the comment section light up in terms of, you know, them resonating as well. I think there's just something to be said when somebody doesn't have to take a chance on you, but they do. And there's an onus, there's a weight that sits on your shoulders because you want to produce for these folks who took that chance on you. And I think that's a part of the process. It becomes part of, you know, the fuel for being successful because you're like, man, these folks have entrusted this thing to me. So that, you know, you find yourself up early mornings, late nights, you know, 4:44 a.m., right? Getting your stuff in. And I think, man, it's just such a powerful testimony. I'm so glad that you were able to come in, share that with us, man. What I want to do right now is 6:08 here in the Central Time Zone. So I'm mindful of my time. I'm trying to make sure we get everything situated. I got a video that I want to play, but before I play that, I want to bring Julian back on screen real quick here. Let's get Julian back in here. Here we go. Julian, you there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, cool. So listen. I want to do something real quick. I got a special thing I want to do right here in the episode. This is the season finale of How It All Works season 2. This is the season finale, and we wanted to do something special. We wanted to literally give our first award. All right. And so I'm so excited about this. We've been planning this for literally over a month. And so let me take this thing down. There we go. We're going to take that one down. We'll take this one down. Of course, I'm going to mess this thing up. Here we go. So the first award, the How It All Works 2021 Entrepreneurship Award. We're going to give that award to Mr. Julian Waddell for a legacy of entrepreneurial leadership and mentorship that he has been doing in the community. We're so excited to present this award today to Mr. Julian Waddell. I'm hoping, Julian, that at some point here someone has come in. Has anybody come in? No one has come in, Julian. Okay. All right. While what I want to do right here, right now, Marshall, Julian, what I want to do right now is I want to play a quick video. It's not very quick. While this video is playing, we will be muted, but we'll be on screen. And I hope you guys just hang out with me for just these 5 minutes while we play this video because I want Julian to hear in their own words the impact. Well, no. Well, let's wait for it. There it is. Now, Julian, I need you to hold that thing up, Doc. I need you to hold that thing up. That's
Yo,
that's
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, this
yeah.
is dope. This
So
is
go ahead,
fantastic.
just go ahead and read that for us real quick, and then we'll play this video. Read that to us real quick, and we'll play this video.
Okay. 2020, How It All Works, 2021, How It All Works Entrepreneurship Award presented to Mr. Julian Waddell for his legacy building work of creating a generation of entrepreneurs. Monday, February 22nd, 2021.
Here we go.
Congratulations, Mr. Waddell, on being chosen for the 2021 How It All Works Entrepreneurship Award. Julian, man, I'm so proud of you, bro. You believed in me when I was struggling to believe in myself. And you helped me get through a crazy, dark time and actually pursue my craft in a structured way that allowed me to stay motivated and keep going. So thank you so much, bro.
Congratulations, Mr. Waddell, on being chosen for the 2021 How It Works Entrepreneurship Award. I really appreciated how your class taught the importance of having a well thought out game plan that's been reviewed multiple times, and how you stress the importance of teamwork. We all learned how to work together and use our strengths and weaknesses to achieve our class goal. Thank you for being an entrepreneurial pillar for the business department. It's amazing that you just believe in so many people and help them achieve their goals. I wish you the best in your entrepreneurial journey. I hope that you continue to learn and give back. Thank you, but more importantly, congratulations to you again.
Congratulations on this wonderful award. You have worked so hard to make it here. From the way that you presented yourself, from the way that you opened up your mouth, from the way that you just actually listened to each and every one of us. I love you, and congratulations again.
Congratulations, Mr. Waddell, for being chosen as the 2021 recipient of the How It All Works Entrepreneurship Award. I just want to say thank you so far for your mentorship, and something that really stood out to me was, and I don't know if you know this yourself, you were one of the first people to really hear me out and tell me how to do what I wanted to do on campus. And I really appreciate that.
Julian is the epitome of kindness and selflessness. He goes above and beyond in helping other entrepreneurs achieve their goals. Congratulations, Mr. Waddell, on being chosen for the 2021 How It All Works Entrepreneurship Award. You deserve it.
Hey Julian, it's your boy Tea Time. I just want to say congratulations. You are the best person to win this award. I'm so proud of you and all the work that you've done, and you played such a key role in my success. I always tell people if they see me as a superhero, it's because I have you in my ear like Lucius Fox and Batman, guiding me on where I need to go and what moves I need to make and what I need to watch out for. So congratulations again, and I know this is just the beginning of more and more awards to come. So thank you, bro. You've been a blessing.
Congratulations, Mr. Waddell. Thank you so much for all that you do for me and my business and pushing me to be the best entrepreneur that I can be. Congratulations, and I'm very proud.
Hey Mr. Waddell, congratulations on your achievement and accomplishment. I wanted to wish you the best, and to also thank you for being there for me as a mentor. You have come in clutch so many times in moments where I felt confused or lost, and you've been so patient with me in helping me and guiding me through that. So I wanted to thank you. I wish you the best on your future endeavors, and that you continue to shine your light and wherever you go. Thank you again.
What could be said about Julian Waddell that couldn't be said by 100, if not 1,000 people? Julian Waddell is simply one of the most amazing people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. He is always exactly where you want him to be, and he always knows exactly what to say to get you on the right path. And if you were to not heed every piece of advice that Julian Waddell gave you, you might miss out on something spectacular. He is an amazing brother, an amazing friend, and anyone who has the privilege of meeting him has a huge asset in a friendship or relationship with Julian Waddell. I really appreciate you, Julian, for everything that you have done for me and my family, and I look forward to seeing all the great things that you will accomplish. Love you, bro.
And it is a pleasure to congratulate my friend, Mr. Julian Waddell, on being chosen for the 2021 How It Works Entrepreneurship Award. I first met Julian back in 2005 at Oakwood College, now Oakwood University. Even back then, I was always struck by his entrepreneurial spirit. He had a knack for recognizing talent within people, understanding what it took to monetize that talent, and then being able to instruct those people on how to build an entrepreneurship business based around their talent. Julian's philosophy was that if you love something, you can do something and make money off that something you do. He's inspired me and inspired so many other people, friends, family, and his students along the way. Once again, my friend, congratulations to you. In my eyes, no one else is more deserving of this award than you are. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Mr. Waddell, on being chosen for the 2021 How It All Works Entrepreneurship Award. You've been so helpful to me on my entrepreneurial journey, and all of your support has been instrumental in making me feel confident in my ideas and abilities.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know what to say.
Why you even have me on here today, man? Look, this is the Julian show, man. Look, it's amazing.
Wow, man.
Congrats.
Listen, it was needed. It needed to be said. It needed to be done. What I'll say is this, and then I want you to take a second to speak before we, kind of get back to the flow of things and try to wrap up if we can. But I'll say this. Submissions were still coming in. I had to cut them off. Or else we wouldn't have had time to do the edit to have it prepared for today. There are people probably in the comments right now who are like, man, I submitted mine. It didn't get in, but Jana has those. That's Jana. His wife is the one that came in a second ago to give him the award. And I just for me, I'm not in the video because I'm on screen, right? And I just want to be able to say, like, bro, even for me, I was your boss at the time. Many people don't know our story. Julian was working in the School of Business. I was working as CIO, and we through a whole interesting set of circumstances, he was able to come over and work in my team in the IT department. And he's just always that wealth of knowledge. I know him as a security professional, IT security, but we were always rapping back and forth about business ideas. And when I decided to make the leap, very similar to what Marshall shared in his story earlier, decided to make the leap into entrepreneurship and taking myself serious in terms of what I can do, Julian has been there literally every step of the way. And I appreciate you, man. And as we were looking around to see who could we award, right? I wanted to end this season with a bang in Black History Month. We wanted to, as Kanique said in the comments, give someone their flowers who is who's deserving, right? Of course, it's our first award. So we wanted to do it right, man. And there was literally one name that just kept on bubbling to the top of the list, and that was Julian Waddell. So we appreciate you, bro. Love you, fam. And just take a second. I don't know if you can, but take a second to speak to folks, man.
I'm actually speechless.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to roll back through the comments to see what I can find here to throw up on screen, man. But Marshall, one of the things I'm glad that you were on the episode, because I think your story mirrors so many people's stories that were included in that video. And just like you said, somebody took a chance on you. That was the recurring theme that I kept on hearing from former mentees, former students. They're like, yo, Julian, I don't know what he saw in me that I did not see in myself, but he took a chance on me. And it's just so impactful for them. And that's why they were clamoring to be a part of this. And absolutely, man, I really feel like no one is more deserving.
Amazing. Amazing.
I just have to say thank you, because I mean, this is like this. I was not expecting this at all. Every single person that showed up on that screen is like, it hit me, and I just don't know what to say. I'm just appreciative that it's like I've been able to touch so many lives. One of the things that I've always wanted to do, period, was be a conduit of blessings. Like, that's one of the things that when I came to Oakwood, everybody always says, like, oh man, it's like, the story of Solomon. It's like how he wanted, it's like discernment to be able to, it's like in wisdom and things like that. It's like all I wanted was to be a conduit of blessings, because I felt like God always blesses me. God gives me this information and this knowledge, and I feel like knowledge should be free. And so it's like, in the way I look at it is, I just wanted to be able to give people the opportunity, because I felt like if they would just be able to focus on what they're good at and they knew the information, they'll make it. So it's just anybody that wanted to do something, I just wanted to be a part of their story, no strings attached. I just want to be able to help them out. It's like, that's what T.O. guy means. That one guy. I just wanted to be that one guy that was behind the scenes that helped you on your journey. It's like, you don't even have to remember who I am. And so just to see all these different people, like this, that really touched me, because it's like, I don't do any of this specifically like, oh, for a pat on the back or anything like that. I just wanted to be able to help people, and just hearing all these stories just has blown me away. And so, listen,
Marshall, you want to dive in, man?
Dive in.
I don't know. I wasn't sure if you wanted to say something, man.
Look, I'll say what I said in the comments. Like, this is what we need to see. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like, these are the types of things that us newer entrepreneurs need to. Because I'm only 5 years in, right? And that's still new. You know what I'm saying? And most businesses die like in the first 3 years. So I'm one of the lucky ones. But this is what we need to see. As somebody who's trying to transition into being able to make an impact, that's what I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? So to see Julian, this is what we need to see. What he's been able to do, the lives he's been able to touch. Right. That's what we need to aspire to. So this is just is very touching and moving for me to even be here. So I'm honored to be in you guys' virtual presence tonight. I am.
Man, this is phenomenal, man. Listen, I'm staying true to my word here, guys, man. It's 6:22. We got one last question for both of you, and I'm gonna throw it to Marshall first, if you don't mind. What should Black professionals why should Black professionals venture into entrepreneurship? And as for those that are seeking, who have already made the decision, right? What is your number one piece of advice? And I think I could probably sum it up, but I'm just gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all deal with it, man. So yeah, Marshall, you go first. Julian, we'll catch you.
With the why, it's because you know what the minimum is, right? That's probably where you are right now, but you don't know what the maximum is. Like, you don't know how far you could go. Right. And I've seen that firsthand, you know, coming from somebody who didn't believe and didn't really know it was possible, or think it was possible, right? To seeing, okay, this thing, it's really no ceilings to entrepreneurship. It's no ceilings. Like, you don't have any glass ceiling. And even on YouTube, even though I'm starting my YouTube career right now, I know, like, there's no ceilings if I work hard and I'm consistent. So that's why, because there's no ceilings. And at the same time, it's about impact. It's about creating opportunities for others. So had I still been just a 9-to-5 employee, I wouldn't be able to have employees, right?
Right.
You know,
9 to 5 can't.
I wouldn't be able to you know, put other people on and give other designers opportunities and plug them in with leads and set them up for success from a mindset standpoint, from a productivity standpoint, from a business standpoint. So yeah, that's why, because there's no ceilings, and you don't know what's possible until you try.
Dang, that's good. That's really good. That's really good. Julian, you want to take a stab at the same question, man? I don't know if you've recovered, but we definitely want to hear from you.
I'm still recovering, but I have to say this. I would say innately, it's like us as Black professionals, we are ecosystem builders. It's bigger than entrepreneurship. It's bigger because, see, the thing is, even within the 9-to-5, we're wearing multiple hats. And the reason why we're capable of wearing those multiple hats is because the first thing that we're told all the way from childhood is that we have to be the best. We can't come in average. We're always competing. So we're always at the point that we're having to break down the barriers just to basically meet average. And we have to go above and beyond, because all the barriers that are in our way is basically setting a level of like, okay, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. So we are already up there. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, we are already extremely prepared. We already have it in us.
Wow.
It's like the very thing that we touched on earlier when we were talking about our history. It's like you have to think about, like, when I said 9 to 5, they worked from sunset to sundown as slaves, and they had to figure out how to be able to continue to build these skills after the fact.
Yeah.
That right there is in our DNA. That right there is something that basically we continue to perpetuate continuously. And we have to do this. Like, the reason why I mentioned ecosystem builder is, like, when I mentioned slavery, they had to teach their children these skills. They developed it. They taught their kids. The kids went out and they learned, and they were entrepreneurs. And all of us, at some form of fashion, is like we had that type of upbringing. It's like we may not recognize it, but it's like there's something that was in our family that was entrepreneurial that we had to do. Everybody has that story, whether it's selling candy or it's the I'm going to, like, Pokemon cards, all these different things that happened all the way through. This entrepreneurial thought process was there that was just in us, that our parents and their parents put on, and so on and so forth, that became part of who we are. So as a Black professional, that's just who we are, and that transitions into being ecosystem builders. Man, everywhere we are, good. All of us, every single person, what you're doing, Kirk, what you're doing, Marshall, like, literally, we are building ecosystems, and we're supporting people, and those people are supporting people.
Wow. Wow. Wow, man.
I wasn't expecting this tonight, Kirk. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Look, I'm still holding back tears.
Man, listen, this has been a phenomenal way to end out the season. I am ecstatic. Listen, and with all that we have done, we're right on time for the Plug Your Hustle section. So we're going to go to Julian first, tell folks where they can find you, follow you, what projects you have coming up that they can support. And then we're going to go to Marshall, same thing. And I want Marshall, if you can, just to tell people just a little bit about what you're going to be doing with your YouTube channel. And I'm going to link to your YouTube channel in the description of the video. So as people are watching the replay, they'll be able to catch that there as well. So we're going to start with Julian. We're going to go to Marshall, and then I'll close it out.
So I'm going to say three things. I'm going to talk about, because of course we're in the midst of Entrepreneurship Week. So first and foremost, it's like you can find me here at the Entrepreneurship Center. And this Entrepreneurship Center allows individuals in the community, faculty, staff, students, alums to come in with their idea and have access to partners. Again, our whole MO is you just have an idea. We want to help enhance your idea. And we want to put you in contact with people like Marshall, with people like Kirk, that might be able to help enhance that idea. Like with what you all do, it's like I want to be able to say, hey, this person comes in and they need your help, and I want to be able to direct them to you all versus just, we've helped you start your LLC. Now go on and do whatever. We want to be able, before you even get to the point where you're developing your business, we want to be able to put you within the ecosystem where you can just solidify what that idea is before you even get to the development phase. So that's one. Now, on a personal level, it's like I have my main business, which is T.O. Guy LLC. And what we do is we provide, basically, we're the people behind the scenes for ideas. So we help provide support, specifically when it comes to technical. So we bring in the subject matter expert and so on and so forth to help you with those ideas. Right. So that's on that end. And now I have one more business that I don't really talk about that much. It's actually something that I keep close to the chest. It's called Doomsday Banana. I don't even have it. Like I don't even put out a website for it because it's something that is very, very close to me. And what I do is I allow people that literally, and as you can see, everything is about testing out ideas. So what I do secretly, well, it's not secret anymore, but I provide seed funding for people trying to start their business just to test out an idea. A good example would be if someone decides that, hey, I want to be able to rent out a movie theater, right? And I want to be able to, it's like go out and let's say it's like in this particular case because of COVID, it's like movie theaters aren't the same. So I want to be able to rent out a movie theater and it's like have gaming there, a game tournament. It's like I would help set that up, help facilitate that type of thing in a closed environment so they can test out to see if it actually is something viable that they can move forward. So I'm always that pre-seed person through Doomsday Banana to be able to do that. And then I create content because a lot of the ideas, I want them, the crazier the ideas are, the better, because the only way that you can actually see within that safe zone to be able to tackle ideas like that is to have that comfortability to be able to attack those ideas. And so that's what I do on the side.
That is gold, man. That is gold, gold, gold. Julian, you're killing the game, man. Definitely. Me and you rented out a movie theater here in Huntsville to watch Black Panther 3 years ago.
Yes.
So amazing to hear that idea, and it's like, wow, that's amazing, man. Marshall, we wanna give you a second to chat about your stuff and plug your hustle. Talk to the folks. We still have 30 something people on here watching. Talk to us about where people can find you, follow you, what you got going on, projects that they can support.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, mine is really simple, right? Like I said, I'm focused on my YouTube channel right now. So that's youtube.com/Marshal Fox 120, or just type in Marshal Fox on YouTube. So my goal there is to give freelance designers the game. Give them the game, help them take their freelance business from good to GOAT. So I talk about tips, tools, and tech, or specifically around mindset, productivity, and business for BIPOC designers, so Black, Indigenous, people of color. Not exclusively, but especially because I see the gaps. I have about 200 designers in a private Facebook group called Good to Goat, and that's goodtogoat.com. You can go right to the group and join us if you're a designer. But I just see common themes. Like I just see gaps amongst Black designers. They think they have to do the $50 logos, mixtape covers, and barbershop and wig logos. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to do that forever. Like you don't have to treat design as a side hustle. You can make a good living. You can make six figures. You can make multiple six figures doing design as a freelancer. It's possible. It's possible for all of us. It's a lot of money out here to be made. And why not get some of it? You know what I'm saying? We're worthy. We are worthy. So, I'm focusing on building my following on the channel right now. If you want to do business with me, it's 120designstudio.com on the design side. But I'm only taking a select amount of clients at a very high price point. So I work with like high level speakers with a track record of success right now.
Right.
But if you're not there yet, or if it's not a good fit, availability wise or pricing wise, still reach out, because I can plug you in with somebody else in my network. I have high level designers who I'm connected to, and I'm plugging them in with a lot of the leads that aren't a good fit for me. So
it's dope.
That's good, man. I just want to say a word of thanks to my two guests, to Marshal Fox for coming through and hanging out and really just pouring into us, sharing your story, sharing stuff that you even your own words you had not shared before. And I think that's so dope that you were able to share that with us. And I think it really resonated. In fact, people are saying, yo, this was a heavy episode, Kirk. This is a little too heavy. And then, of course, Julian Waddell is my guy, man. Congrats again. I just really feel like no one else is more deserving, man. And I want to say a word of thanks to both of you for spending this time with us, hanging out this evening, and for helping me to close out this season strong.
Yes, thank you
No
both.
problem,
Look, I'm aspiring to rent out some movie theaters over here, so I'm taking notes.
Well, hit me up. We can work together.
Look at that, man.
Let's go.
So, folks, man, listen, what can I say? It's been a crazy season. It has been amazing. We got an awardee. Let me just throw that up there real quick, man. That's Julian in the background teaching. And man, listen, this journey that we have been on together, right? For the HIW family, you know what it is. You know who you are. You guys have been with me literally since day one, episode 1. You've been watching every episode, some of them on repeat, so we could get those watch hours up, so we could monetize. We're on this road to 5,000. If you are subscribed already, if you're catching the replay and you haven't subscribed already, we would ask that you take a second and just go ahead and subscribe real quick, because we really feel like we are putting out content on this channel that is life-changing. We're allowing people insight and a window into different career sets, different skill sets, different disciplines, so that you can peek behind the veil, so that you can see those puzzle pieces fit together, so that you can figure out essentially how it all works. Man, it has been my absolute honor and pleasure to serve as your host, to serve as your captain on this ship that we've been sailing for 2 seasons now. And as we wrap it up here in season 2, I just wanted to say again, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for the ideas that you send through for videos. Keep checking back with us. We got a couple of new series coming up, but we're going to take a much needed break from the live show for at least the month of March and come back strong in April. So it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Again, hoping that somewhere in the video you were able to figure out how it all works. I'll see you in the next video.